Hey friends, it's so nice to see you again. I haven't done a live in a while and I do miss seeing you and doing this. And at the same time, it feels a little hard because when you don't do things that are good for you for a while, it's always hard getting back on track. And I kind of feel like that right now. I have my teddy bear that I grew up with. I found this in my closet. So hi Maxine. So I'm holding on to this. And I just want to share some tidbits, some things that I've been. All right, it looks like I have to move my phone in a better spot. So I'm gonna hold it now. And it's not as easy as it was, but that's okay. So today, again, let's talk about where you were and where you want to be and how you can improve that. So we all are coming out of, and some of us are still locked in to that fight or flight mode, that survival mode that, we were forced to be in, and everything just felt like just let's get through the day, and every day just, molded into the next. And now we're in August, and things have lightened up a lot, although there's still a lot of stress and a lot of fear. But at the end of the day, we can't really control what's happening around us. What we can control is how we handle ourselves and the thoughts we think and the actions we take. So what I was urging you to do is to think about what made you feel vulnerable or what's making you feel vulnerable right now, because although things are calm now, we don't really know what the future brings. And at the end of the day, we never really did know. It was almost like this illusion that we knew what the future was bringing. But at the end of the day, we really never really knew. And it just feels more uncertain than it ever did. But what's certain is how we can handle ourselves, how we can take care of ourselves, and how we can care for those around us and our environment. So what I urge you to do is to take an inventory of what's going on for you right now. How are you feeling? What's important to you right now? And my hope and my expectation is that you're going to say that your health is actually the most important thing, because at the end of the day, when everybody was and still is really nervous about this, it's those people that really didn't have confidence in their bodies and the ability to handle the stress that we were under physically and emotionally. Those are the people that felt the most threatened and the most vulnerable. So if that's you, then something you can do right now is just start taking better care of your health. Because again, I've said this before, and it's so true. And chiropractors have been saying this from the beginning of time. Your health affects everyone you know and everything you do, right? And if you don't have your health, there's only one thing that you want. It's your health. And if you have your health, you can want anything and you can accomplish anything. But if you don't have your health, then all you really want to accomplish is getting it back. So the priority in my mind and my hope for you is to really upgrade your health. And there's lots of things you can do on your own to do that. And the question is, what are you going to do differently now that you know that you need to do that? And I'm assuming that we can all improve our health to some degree. I know I can. And by no means am I perfect. And I never said I was, but I'm a lot easier on myself now than I was. I talk to myself and I tell myself, you're doing great, Vic. Like, even if when I don't do great or I do something that's wrong, I'm always trying to reassure myself that it's okay and you're doing great. And I remind myself of all the things I've done and how great I'm doing. And I urge you to do the same, but there's also things that I can do to improve myself, and there's things that you can. So when we're coming out of fight or flight, which is where we were in sympathetic overdrive, right? We were just in survival mode. We just wanted to get through and not get sick. And now I think the best thing we can all do is learn to have a calm, confident, and collected mindset and body. And how are we going to do that? We're going to take action steps to be that way. So food, right? What we eat is very important. We want to eat foods that are low in sugar, that are low in toxic substances, that we can actually read all the ingredients and know what's in them, or cook them from scratch ourselves, and hopefully, use organic products, because we all know that, hi Irene, we're talking about food, you're right down your alley. We're just talking about how important it is to figure out how to start making your health a priority, and also your environment. So these are the things I want to stress, because right now it's summer, and yeah, we all want to have fun and party, but we had a rude awakening the past few months, and we don't know what's going to come. So we really have to take ultra good care of ourselves. And how are we going to do that? We're going to bring ourselves to a calm and collected mindset and attitude, and take steps to improve our health and our surroundings. So I talked about food a little bit, and the purer the better, the simpler the better, the more organic the better. That's what we want to focus on. The less sugar, the better, unless it's coming from fruits. And even fruits, you can overdo the sugar in fruits. Organic, please buy organic, guys. We really need to help our environment. Hi, Patricia. We really got to help our environment, because our environment is suffering, and I'm going to talk about it later. Okay, I have to keep moving because apparently I'm in a bad spot. Okay, so now we're talking about exercise. We all upgraded our exercise. I see people out there, they're getting fresh air, they're getting on their bikes, and they're walking, and I'm so happy to see people taking better care of their physical bodies, and that's been always very important to me, and I'm glad you're doing that. Food is really important. And then we want to talk about how are you taking care of your nervous system, because your nervous system controls everything. Your nervous system can get you out of that fight or flight, and if you're locked in it, then you're probably blew a fuse in your nervous system. So chiropractic is a great, and I would say the best tool you can have to prevent problems from happening, to coordinate the functions of your nervous system, to keep you out of that fight or flight, to calm your nervous system, to balance you and to relax you, and just to keep your immune system super strong, because again, your nervous system controls everything, including your immune system and your ability to adapt to stress. Right now, I think we all have to be the eye of the hurricane. We have to really work on ourselves to be calm and collected, and to start practicing some mindfulness, so we can be mindful in every little thing we do, right? We don't have to actually sit and meditate. We can be mindful in how we walk. We can be mindful in how we eat. We can be mindful when we're cooking our meals. We can be mindful when we're looking at our neighbor or taking a walk, and smile at them and say good day to them, okay? So there's so many things we can do to be mindful, but also, mindfulness is about how we take care of our environment. And our environment, I'm reading this book right now. I'm in a book club that's a sustainability book club, and this is the book. It's called Protecting Our Pollinators. So right now, our pollinators are taking care of more than half of the food we eat. More than half of the food we eat, if we don't take care of our pollinators, will no longer be available to us. So who are our pollinators? Our pollinators are the insects, like the bees. They are the hummingbirds are huge pollinators. The monarch butterflies, and all the butterflies and the moths are huge pollinators. Did you guys know that? Like, I didn't realize that. The bats, we need bats, okay? And the birds. All these things are pollinators, and every time we use pesticides on our lawn, we are killing off our pollinators. So even if you have a really healthy lawn and you're not using pesticides on your lawn, but your neighbor is, there's most likely going to be the runoff on their lawn to yours, and it's definitely going into the water system and the air, and it's blowing around, and it's affecting our own property and our own garden. So I think it's important to start sharing the message with our neighbors. And something you can do that's pretty easy is to start a wildflower garden, because it attracts pollinators. Okay, so telling your landscaper, if you have one, that you really want to stop using pesticides. I don't have pesticides. I've stopped using them for a few years now, and I have to say, I think my lawn looks really cool. Like, it doesn't look like a lawn with like typical blades of grass, but it's lush and it's green, and I feel really good about it. I just got a puppy, and I feel good about my puppy playing on my lawn and digging up my lawn. I feel good about the little garden that I have, that that the food that I'm growing in it isn't being polluted by the pesticides. And I feel good about the insects and the birds that are playing on my lawn, and the chipmunks and all those little things. And I feel like I'm doing my part, but at the same time, we all need to be doing our part. And, we want to have a food supply down the road, and without our pollinators, we won't have one. So something simple you can do is just stop using pesticides. I mean, your lawn doesn't have to look so perfectly manicured, and it's still going to look great. I promise you, it'll still be green, and you'll probably save a lot of money. You'll definitely save so many of the species and your own family as well. So that's something you can do right now. Buy organic. Don't buy genetically modified products. Just buy organic. Support your local organic farmers. So when you go to the farmers markets that are locally, always buy from the organic people that are selling stuff, and or if they're making like mushrooms, wild mushrooms and things like that, make sure they're organic. And support them and thank them for the work they're doing, because they are keeping our pollinators alive and healthy, and they are going to perpetuate the food supply. But also, you can do it as well. There's all these things you can do, okay? So I'm not going to keep this going much longer. Just remember, your health is so important, okay? So make your health a priority. Think about what you can do to improve your health. Start being more mindful about everything you do, including how you spend your time with your family, with your, cooking your meals, cleaning your home, caring for your home and your garden and your property. Be as natural as possible, and be the calm center of the hurricane, because when this next thing comes down, you don't want to be stuck in fight or flight. You want to be calm, relaxed, confident, and empowered. And definitely think about, or even take a chance and make an appointment with a chiropractor, a vitalistic chiropractor, and just check out what they have to say, because you know what? This could be the biggest game changer of your life. You don't have to be scared when your nervous system is working optimally, when you're able to keep in a balanced and relaxed state, when everything around you feels like it's falling apart. Chiropractic is sustainable. It's completely natural. There's no cutting, there's no chemicals, there's nothing. It's just pure and simple healing from the inside out. And that's what we want to do for ourselves, and that's what we want to do for our environments. So thank you. I hope I helped you. Thanks so much for watching, and I will be back here again on Wednesday. I really want to be back on track with you all. All right. Be great, be happy, be healthy, be strong, be empowered. I will see you next week. Bye.